Today I fucked up by telling CPS my grandpa tried to kill me. This was almost 20 years ago when I was 8 years old. Back at my grandparents' house, my two sisters and I would always ride my grandparents' moped around their property. I really did not want to go that day and begged my parents to stay home because I wanted to watch cartoons all day. Anyways, I lost the argument and decided to join in on the fun with the mopeds. The day before it rained, however, the track we rode on looked very dry. Unfortunately, I drove over a patch of leaves and the ground beneath them were very muddy still. When driving over the patch, my moped fell on top of me. I thought I had hot oil all over me, so pushed the moped off of me and stood up. This was the greatest my mistake. What actually happened was the moped's handlebar fell into me and punctured my femoral artery. The oil was actually all of my blood. By pulling the moped off, blood started gushing out with every heartbeat. Once I saw I was bleeding, I collapsed. My grandpa heard my sister scream, ran to me. He used to be a professional boxer and was still very strong. He saved my life by keeping pressure on my wound until help arrived. It hurt so bad when he pushed down. Anyways, shortly after there are like 2 cop cars and 2 ambulances. I told the police my grandpa tried to kill me. By that I meant by him pushing on my wound hurt a lot. I choose very bad words to express this to the police. I ended up actually dying on scene and woke up in hospital. I found out later that none of my family could see me until I explained what happened to CPS. Once I told them my grandpa actually saved my life and did not stab me in the gut, everything became okay. But I guess the state was pretty much ready to take me and my sisters away from my entire family. Too long didn't read. I told CPS my grandpa tried to kill me when he was actually keeping me alive. Edit. Thanks for all of the upvotes. A lot of you have mentioned that I said the wrong artery. I am not sure which one exactly got punctured. The scar is about 1 inch horizontally. It is about 2 inches above the end of the crease on my right leg. Casually dying, you know how it be. Imagine how fucked your granddad would have been if you hadn't woken up. My thoughts exactly. Not just him but your whole family. See, I should have stayed home. That part of it really messed my dad up for a while. One time when I was like 5 or 6, a cop drove by and I yelled, "Help! Arrest my sister." He got out and was absolutely ready to arrest her before I started crying and said I loved her. Haha dork, you love your sister, you love your sister. Holy shit. Today I fucked up by being walked in on by my wife's sister and cousin. It was 2 days before Christmas, 2014. I was in the house of my in-laws, newly married to my wife. The two of us would constantly do it, as we recently got married and we were quite energetic. My wife's parents have a nice big house. We had a room to ourselves. Right before a big family dinner was about to start, we figured, why not? So we got down and dirty. It was just going to be a quickie, nothing too major. My wife's family has a tendency to enter without knocking. Must be something cultural. Her sister and cousin, both 18, came into our room unannounced to get something for the dinner. When they opened the door, my wife was bent over, I myself entering her from behind. It was that infamous position we so ungracefully describe as doggy style. So my sister-in-law and her cousin, in that moment, had full view of my swinging balls from behind as I plowed their sister. I heard the door opening, and pulled out immediately, frantically trying to find anything to hide my throbbing erection with. But they arrived very late in the game, so to speak. And before my stunned and frozen onlookers could leave the room or even so lookers walk away, I began ejaculating before their eyes. 10 minutes later, dinner was served. My wife next to me, father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law and her cousin, deathly silent, right in front of me. Yes, I would say that was the worst fuck-up of my life, by far. Too long didn't read. I was walked in on by 2 relatives of my wife during a very crucial timing of intercourse. I thought this story was going to be about walking in on your wife's sister and cousin. My reading comprehension skills suck. Did you at least come a lot, like a power move? Like a fire hose? Sounds like you weren't the only one to make a poorly timed entrance or a hasty exit. I totally misread the title. Walked in on my wife's sister and cousin. Thought I was about to read another Alabama story on Today I Fucked Up XD. lock a door? We didn't expect them to enter and thought we would be in and out in a minute, basically. Today I fucked up by carrying around a king cock dildo in the grocery store. Yeah. Currently still sitting in my car melting into a puddle of absolute embarrassment. This morning I, 22F, drove myself to a sex store just to pick up a few toys for myself. I was trying to choose between two different dildos but ultimately went with the more realistic one, complete with impressive width, good veins and a nice looking head. Perfect. I made my purchase, got in my car and drove off. On the way home, I decided to stop at the grocery store and pick up a few things. This is where the fuck up happens. So I use a backpack as my purse as it's, usually, very convenient. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just make it known to you that I have no idea why I chose to put this giant, box schlong into my backpack. I guess I just didn't want a newly purchased, expensive cock laying around in my car since my windows aren't tinted and the door locks are wonky. Because naturally, someone would peek in the window and immediately want to snatch up that silicone dick real fast. Oh yeah, I figured it would be safest tucked away in my backpack. Spoiler, it wasn't. Cut to me prancing through Safeway on this Sunday afternoon, where it's so busy that there's literally people elbow to elbow in each aisle. Apparently, somewhere between aisle 12 and my destination to the checkout line, the drawstrings on my backpack loosened quite a bit. And by quite a bit, I mean they completely pulled apart, leaving my backpack gaping wide open. Meanwhile, I am completely oblivious to this forthcoming terror until I swing my backpack around to get ready to pay. As I'm pulling it off my shoulders, I hear a loud smack as something plastic hits the ground behind me. I slowly turn to see a girthy, 6-inch dong laying on the floor, secured in a box with the large, bold labeling king cock. I heard several gasps and saw faces turn probably as red as mine. I didn't realize how long the line behind me was till that moment. I also didn't realize my mom's mentor from her church was standing in that same line. This lady looked at the wang then back up at me. We continued to make direct eye contact as I leaned down to rescue my king cock and oh sweet baby Jesus, I've never seen such mortification on one person's face. I wanted to run for my life but instead, I grabbed my penis and stuffed it back into my bag with what little shred of dignity I had left and sincerely apologized to the crowd probably 8,000 times. And I bolted. Of course, this church woman loves to talk. So now we just wait to see if I get a phone call from mom about the incident. Too long didn't read. Decided to carry my new dildo around in my backpack while shopping and dropped it in front of everyone, including a family church friend. Awesome. Switch it up and tell mom your story but make it her church lady friend in the grocery who dropped her king cock out of her purse. LOL. And BTW, have a great time. You laugh but this happened to me when I was 19. I saw one of the elder rushers from church walking out of a porn store in the same parking lot I was pumping gas in. We locked eyes. I didn't say a word but I guess they though I would so within a week legend has it that he was pumping gas and I was walking out of the porn store. Lol. I know this isn't the point but why would a 6-inch dildo be called a king cock? How girthy we talking here? I hope you bought lube since you were already there. If it makes you feel better, I ordered a dildo and then realized about a minute after, I was going to be on vacation when it got delivered. Suddenly paranoid that my stepdad would know when he brought my mail in. My solution was to order a bunch of shit off Amazon so it'd be one box of many. Part of the panic was also that it included a mystery toy. Velp. Imagine me 3 days into my beach trip and see a text come in a package came in opened. Is this what you ordered? Heart attack. I'm telling you, it was a box with a hoodie and helicopter for my nephew. Sometimes the world just wants to fuck with you. King Cock is the brand. They are pretty good quality and like, I'd cow but they just look proud. Appetizing? The logo is so cute though. If your mom calls to ask about it just reply with that's just great. Now I have to get you something else for your birthday. Update us if the talk from church lady continues. I'm a guy and this sounds like something I'd do just to get a rise out of people lol so I wouldn't say it was a fuck up just a funny mistake.